really well, thank you.
Super, super. So glad to have you in our hangout today. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have been in Florida for about the last 4 years, and I started working with college nannies and tutors about 3.5 years ago. And I started off as a nanny, and currently I have been working as a family placement manager for the last 2 years. But initially I was placed with a really great family through the company.
So,
and in doing that, I was primarily a baby nanny and really focused on infants and newborns whenever that was what I was doing.
okay. So how long have you been doing nannying for?
I've been working with children in a variety of capacities over 13 years. As most nannies, started off babysitting, working in church nurseries from newborns to 5. I've been a mother's helper. I've been on call 100% for a new single mother. I've done full-time and part-time nanny care. I've worked in a daycare. I've so you name it. I've done a little bit of all of it. And I also teach figure skating, so I get the opportunity to work with children in a teaching capacity as well.
Wow, that's neat, and you don't look old enough to have all that experience. But you've been working with college nannies and tutors now for, you said, 3 years or 4?
About 3.5 years. I worked as a nanny through the agency for about 1.5 years before I transitioned into what I'm currently doing and working with bringing families on that need nannies.
And so now tell me, what is it that you like best about working with college nannies and tutors of South Tampa?
Honestly, it's the opportunity to help families and impact the children if that's a part of those families in a positive way. Whether it's been as a nanny and really having that long-term relationship built up, or doing what I'm currently doing and getting to meet with them, where this is a new process for them, and bringing them on board. I'm still getting to meet with them and kind of ease some concerns and answer a lot of questions and be able to give the families a lot of feedback. Having the experience of being a nanny, so I can really kind of give them a good expectation of, hey, here's some things that you can expect your nanny to do or not do. Maybe there's just some things of, things that you may want to ask them whenever you meet with someone new, just to kind of give them a good feel for, transitioning into, oh, I've got to go hire somebody now or interview somebody now, and this is nothing I've ever done before, to kind of give them a little bit of perspective from my end as a nanny before they jump into that process.
And that's actually such a nice process, because when you are going to hire a nanny, I had the occasion with having young children at one point to have to use nanny services. So it sounds like that's pretty unique position in that what you do. When I say that, like in comparison, how is it different working for college nannies and tutors? Meaning, is that something very unique to them?
Absolutely. I have, worked independently as a nanny, and then also worked, where I've been placed with a family through college nannies and tutors, and it's definitely different. And there's definitely some benefits and perks of working with college nannies and tutors. One of those things is that I get to be the guinea pig rather than the nanny, so to speak. That I, 9 times out of 10, not more often than that, I go meet with that family first. So when the nanny goes in to meet with a family, they're not walking into an environment where they have to be concerned or worried about, I don't know these people from, anybody else. So it just can give them a little bit more confidence in that, knowing that they're walking into a home that's safe and that they're not going to have to be, concerned about their welfare going somewhere where they've never been before. So that's one thing that is definitely different, and and I enjoy being able to provide that for the nannies, even if they don't really realize that I'm doing it for them. And then in the longer term, just basic things like never having to be worried about being paid on time, things like that. There's never a point where you have to go, hey, it's payday today, and talk to the families and even broach that subject. It's never an issue, because that pay is coming directly from college nannies and tutors. So even if there's a potential problem arises, or maybe that family is on vacation that week or something like that, you're still going to get paid on your regular schedule, based off the hours that you worked previously. So there's just some benefits like that, and the things like having workers' comp. So if you were to get injured in a family's home, you know, when you're doing that on your own, it's going to be very, you know, unusual for you to have something like that, you know, provided to you, and you know, or that you're able to provide it for yourself. I know that when I was nannying independently and I very first moved here, I didn't have health insurance. I didn't have workers' comp. I didn't have, so had I gotten in a position where, you know, I got hurt, I would have been left kind of in a sticky situation, so to speak.
So it sounds like you have some really unusual benefits, because typically I'm going to guess, and this is just guesswork, but most often when you're in a nannying position, you're sort of an independent contractor. But with College Nannies and Tutors of South Tampa, you're actually their employee. So, and I think that's fabulous. I think that's an excellent benefit.
Yeah, and it is great, because then, you know, and there are families out there that will, you know, do the taxes and things like that. But I've found in my personal experience that that's more rare than common. And with College Nannies and Tutors, you know, your taxes are taken care of. You don't have to worry about filing your own taxes and figuring out, you know, all the logistics of doing that on your own, and things like that. So, you know, all the paperwork is coming to you to be able to file your taxes, file your return, you know, just like you worked anywhere else. You know, if you worked at the store down the street, you're still going to have that benefit of having, you know, your pay come through and taxes being done just like it was, you know, no matter what you were doing. And whenever you're working independently, that can be a little bit of, you know, a stressor and something that you have to worry about and figure out on your own. And especially for young nannies, and you know, maybe it's something they've never had to deal with, or they even have any knowledge on how to do, or even that they should be doing it.
So now I have like maybe two more questions. How is it working with the families? Like, what is it as a nanny, what I expect to do, and how does College Nannies and Tutors, how are you guys providing like a different service? Like, it's not just babysitting.
Well, from my personal experience, the family that College Nannies and Tutors placed me with, you know, whenever I started with them and was working as a nanny, one of the things was that, you know, that family, and it was almost as I was chosen for that family, so to speak. So my particular skill sets and my experiences was a good fit and a good match with that family before I ever met them. And then going into, you know, meeting an interview and meeting with the family and finding out that, okay, not only do my, you know, my skill sets and schedules and things like that are a good fit for your individual family, but that also we, you know, meet with another and then go, okay, you know, hey, there's a great, you know, personality, you know, we can, you know, we see things on the same page, so to speak, so that we can work together. And having, you know, I worked with the family for 1.5 years as a placement as a nanny through, you know, through the company, and I still have a really great relationship with that family after 2 years of not working for them anymore. So I go to birthday parties, I, you know, visit with them, you know, maybe around a holiday, or, you know, I've been asked to help, you know, organize baby things now that, you know, he's outgrown things, because I was doing that for them when I was nannying for them, and just be able to provide a lot of, you know, stress relievers for the family, in the instance of, you know, I was helping, you know, I washed all the bottles, I took care of all of the baby's laundry, you know, and folded it and put away. When things were too small, they got, you know, put away and set aside somewhere else, because I was there often enough to be able to provide that for them, and that gave them a lot more of a free time to spend time with their son once they were home, rather than having to worry about cleaning and laundry and those type of things. Is giving them the quality time that they deserve as parents, and that every family should have the opportunity to do, but that doesn't always happen, you know, if you're going another route or another avenue.
So it sounds like it was a very well-rounded process, and the beautiful thing, and I will say that, you know, again, as a mother and as being a professional working person, you know, in my child's younger years, having that you stay in touch and that the child is still able to have you a little bit is very, very unique, which is, you know, again, I know that's because College Nannies and Tutors really focuses on building relationships, and that's really key. So in wrapping it up, what would you tell others about College Nannies and Tutors in South Tampa, working with them?
And, from a nanny perspective, and potential nannies that are looking for nanny work, college nanny tutors is a really great way to get your foot in the door, so to speak. You don't have to go out and find all of those leads on your own. They're kind of provided to you. It's, really those opportunities are handed to you without having you to put a whole lot of effort into it once you become one of our nannies and you go through that process. So it really is a great opportunity to, meet new families and build new relationships that is going to enable you to, do the kind of work that you want to do and, do it, as much as you would like to. If you are coming here from, as I was from halfway across the country, I didn't know anybody. So it's one thing if you have grown up here and you have family and friends and relationships where people, know you and they're going to refer you. But if you move here and you're from somewhere else, which so many of us are in Florida, where we kind of all migrate here for a lot of us, it is a great way to be able to go in and have a great set of interviews with us on our end, and then us turn around and go, okay, we feel like you're a great nanny, a great role model, so we're going to provide these opportunities to you and give you the opportunity to go in and do your best and shine and provide really great care for families in the area.
Well, I wish I knew about college nannies and tutors about 20 years ago, because I would have definitely benefited from the service. Jamie, thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed learning more about what you do, and I'm sure that we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Sure. Take care.